Good afternoon, everyone. As we are dealing with the economic subject, everyone knows. So today, in this session, we are going to see the sample survey. With that continuation sample survey, in that we are going to see the errors of sampling survey, then random sampling types as well here, types of sampling, then errors of sampling and non-sampling errors, then finally the census of India and NSSO, National Sample Survey Organization, what exactly they do. And if possible, in the today's session, we will be concluding this part. So let's get started here. So in the previous session, as I think I had told you about the census of India, the census survey, which will be conducted every after 10 years. In that 10 years of time, we collect all the information from every individual, every part of our nation, and the same will be disclosed by the registrar of our India. So, in that continuation, we are with the survey. Okay, here in the census of India, we saw here in the last census of India, which was held in the year 2011. In that, we came across the total population is 121.09 crores, which was 102.87 crores in the 2001 year. Census 1901 indicates that population of country was 23.83. Now, you are going to see in the census of India the overall picture of our nation, where previously we were having very few number of population, but in this 100 year century, in this century we have got highly increase in the population. That is what we can see in this previous session. We were discussing about the survey, census survey. Okay, then we have discussed the pilot survey as well. Then further, let's see, in this 110 years the population increased by 97 crores in 110 years. Means every year on an average 1 crore every year it has been increased, like 110 years, and nearly 85 to 90%, 90 lakhs, the total population was increasing overall. If you remove the on an average every year how much was the growth in the population, you can see here 110 years the total population of country increased 97 crores. That 97, if you divide here with this 110, you will come to know exactly how much. Let's consider 90 lakhs of the population was increasing every year on an average. So here average also has been given. In between that few of the decade, we got less number of percentage increase. Even that we came across here, the annual growth rate of population was 2.2 per year. In decade 1971 to 81, it came down to 1.97. Then 2091 to 2001, how much it was? Presently 1.64 it is. So 1.97 in the year 91 to 90, sorry, 91 to 2001 we were having that much. So till year we had ended, but now in today's session we are going to see the sample survey. Now, what is this sample survey? See, when we will be having total number of population, which is when in crores, when we are taking over one of the unit, like let's consider one of the region you have taken or the area, in that maximum number of peoples are staying there. The total number of population is more. In that, you have to collect a simple one sample out of that. Everyone visiting them, every individual visiting and collecting the information is very difficult, and most probably it is more expensive one. So what we most probably do here is we select some sample. Like if we consider there are 300 houses in one of the village or area or region, in that 300 village area, we are having 300 houses. In that we will be collecting 10% of the data. Now this is what sampling, what we call. In that randomly, now in the word I will be using randomly. Now random sampling, non-random sampling, we are having the two types that will be discussed further. Now in that randomly we are going to select 10, how much, 10%, 10% of this 300 means 30 homes. Now individually you have to select the heads. Now here in random sampling and non-random sampling you will come to know how it is, but just I will highlight. Anyhow you have selected, everyone is having the chance to be get selected to collect the information. In that way we are going to select here the information. Then furtherly what we are going to do, a small group, that is what 10% of the people have been selected, and that 10% of the people's information as we consider here, and we make a survey here. That is what sample survey we can call here. Now most probably it is general. Now let's see here what it is said. A sample survey can be broadly defined as an exercise that involves collecting standardized data for a sample of study units. Now it depends. Now what specifically the particular study you are doing, the research you are doing, the project you are doing, on that basis the exercise of collecting the standardized data. Now it can be like the persons, number of persons, what we can take here, example here, then households or the businesses we can take here. So as I presented one of the example, like 300 homes are there, that houses are there in one of the village or one of the area. In that we are selecting 10% of the uh, percentage of the sample. That is what the example. Then designed to represent as a large population of units in order to make quantity inference about the population. For meeting overall the population, we select here the samples here. Then what exactly sample means here? Sample refers to the group or section of population. Obviously it is one of the small group or the section, one section of the population from which information is been obtained or collected here. What we do, we select one small group of people or number of households, and we collect the information, we obtain the information from them. For example, we are going to see the income level of the people. So everywhere visiting 300 houses will be difficult, and it will be time consuming more and even cost consuming more. So what we do, we collect 10% of the samples from them, and on that basis, on an average, we will be saying that in this area so and so population, we are having this much of the income level. So in this way we can obtain here. Then further, see, a good sample, exactly what it is, good sample or the representative sample is generally smaller than the population. See, obviously the total number of population will be in a huge quantity. In that sample survey what we are going to take will be a small part of that, right, small part of the total population. Then in, and is capable of providing reasonable accurate information about the population at the much lowest cost and shorter time. Now most probably here accurate information you can collect there. When you are collecting the information from them, that whatever you are collecting personally, that will be accuracy and reliable one, that we can see here over here. Now let's take one of the exercise here. We are going to see how it has been taken over. Now suppose you want to study the average income of the people in a certain area. Now that's what I was telling you about the income of area. Now we are having 300 houses in one of area or the region. In that area I want to take the average income of the people. So what I am going to do, I am going to visit everyone's home and collect the, obtain the information? No. So what I will be doing is I will make a sample survey, take a small group or section of the people and collect, obtain the information, and have the surveyor over here. Then according to the census method, that you would require to find out the income of every individual in the region. Obviously you are going to collect the information and obtain the information here, and here you are going to find out the average income of the people here, total number of people, and then up and divide with the number of individuals to get the average income of the people in the area. Now how much people's information you are obtaining, the same will be divided with the uh, number of peoples, the total number of peoples, how many they are present there, that you will be getting over here the average income of the individuals. Now further, this method was required huge expenditure for a large number of numerous and large number of numbers of people have to employed. Alternatively, you select the representative sample. Now what is this representative sample? Means overall, like I told you, 300 houses are there. In that, you are not going to collect everyone's information. Here you are going to get a few individuals. You are going to select a sample here. How much percent? Now let's consider, talk about the 10% of the total population. Means 30 houses you are going to select and collect the information out there in this way. Then alternatively, you select the representative sample, a few individuals from the region, and find out the income. The average income of the selected group of individuals is used to estimate on an average income of the individual of the entire region. Now whatever you will be selecting out of that 30, in that 30 people, how many of them have employed, what is the total number of income, we are going to calculate, and the same income which has been totally calculated, we are going to divide with the number of population over here, the total number of units what you have, total number of population what you have been selected over, we are going to calculate. Then the same what you are, the sample what you have taken, you are going to stick it to the overall 300 houses what I took the example. Overall the income from that area or the region, we are going to say that average income of this area or the people is so and so. In this way, we are going to get selected one sample. We are going to take the sample of the people, and we are going to find out the average number of the people over here. So this was one of the small exercise. Now here you can see in this image, that's like we are having the 300 houses in one area. In that area, representative sample you are taking, means randomly you are selecting the houses. You are not going to target 1 2 3. I will take third one, 1 5 4 5 6. I will take sixth one. No, anyhow, you can randomly you can go there and select this, here one house, here one house, then there one house, then other side one house. Every streets wise you can visit there. So in this way, representative sample can be taken over the out of the 300 houses in this. This is what we can see over here. Then let's have the example here. Even we can take one of the example here. Actually we have taken the income of average income of the people what we took a sample. But again, let's see what the new example we can get over here. See, a research problem. Now what you are actually, why we make this survey? To find out the solutions for the problems of choices, right, or problem of economy. For this purpose we make the survey here. Now let's take one of the example over here. Example, research problem. What is the research problem? To study the economic conditions of the agricultural laborers in Charuchandarpur district of Manipur. Now one of the Manipur state, we are going to select the labor agricultural laborers economic conditions, how they are financially weak or strong, how they are facing the problems and all, we are going to select over here. The population, the agriculture laborers of Charu Chandanpur district, what we are going to take only the specific of that district only. 10% of the agriculture laborers of this district we are going to take as an example. Same like what we took the income on an average of income of that, same we are going to see. Let's consider here we are having 5,000. Small example, it is 5,000 total population. Total population is 5%, 5,000. Now in that 10% you are going to take a sample. Now for this 10% will be 500. This is what a sample you can take, what you are going to study here. So most of the surveys are sample survey. That is what most of the surveys, what research is, what you make in the research of any kind, like average income of the employees or
चालू आहे की नाही
This one here we can say here the uh, economic conditions of the labors. So in this way we can see here. See, then these are preferred in statistics because a number of reasons. We are having number of reasons why we select the samples over here in this population. We can't get over everyone individually. Why? Because it is a time consuming one, and the most thing is what it is more cost. We have more cost and even the time consuming part it is. So this purpose, a sample can provide reasonable, reliable and accurate information for the lower cost and short time. Now whatever the sample you are taking over, that can give you reliable, accurate and reasonable information. What you require for your project or research is this one here. As samples are smaller than the population, more detailed information can be collected by conducting interview inquiries. Now see, when you collect normally the sample of the people, the total number of population is very huge. Now when you are collecting a sample out of that small group or section of the people, what happens, you can most probably inquire more detailed information. You can collect more detailed information and come to your conclusion part and present the details over here. Then as we need a smaller team to enumerate, it is easier to train them and supervise them their work from more effectively. Now most probably, as we took a bigger, this figure is actually big one. We can't collect the information as in a short period of time. It requires more time. So what we do, we select 4 to 5 members of the group, and what specifically we make the investigators group we make and collect this information from a sample what we have taken over here. 10% of the population we have taken over here as a sample, and we are going to collect the information in detailed format. Whatever the information you require, you can make the inquiry here, sensitive, conducting sensitive inquiry over here and collect the information. So this is one of the example over here where you can make. Here it was been provided you in the book. Then let's see the next one. Now here, types of sampling, as I told you, the sample what you are going to collect, it has 2 types. Here it is random sampling and non-random sampling here. 2 types of statistics are there, statistical tools, where in the sampling we are having 2 types. There are 2 types of sampling, that is one random and another one is non-random sampling. Let's see what it means. What exactly random sampling means and what non-random sampling means. Let's see for the first point. First type of sampling is random sampling. Random sampling is one where the individual units from the population that is sample are being selected to random. Means as in the image as I shown in the previous same image we are having. Random sampling, what it means exactly, you have to select one individuals here where one where the individuals units from the population, the total population, like we can have here example over here. Now let's consider more number of people are there in this, to whom you are going to select here. Let's consider here 300 peoples of a group are there in this circle. Now if you take individually one person, it is very difficult and very time consuming. What you are going to do, you are going to select any one of this is what selected. Then here, from here you are going to select, and from here in this line here randomly. It is nowhere you are linked to any of the people over here. That is what random sampling. In this group of people, you go and select anyone randomly. Like there you are having one home, I will collect this. Here you are having one home, you are going to collect. Now here you can, I am showing you the population here, over here. Then if you see in the screen, you are having the image of the houses. Randomly, any one of the home, 300 houses are there. In that houses, any one of I will be selecting. That is what the random sampling. Anyone. You are not having any of the influences over here. See, influence means what exactly I will tell you. Now, what happens, I will take one of the example over here. In your classes, we will be appointing CR. CR, one of the CR is there, or one of the player. Let's consider a sports minister, or cricketer, captain is there. We will be telling, select one team from your classroom. Now let's consider 40 students are there, or 50 students are there, boys, we are having 50 boys. In that, if I am a captain of the team, if I want to appoint or select the players from my classroom, what I do? Most probably here randomly I am not going to select. I get influenced. I will be having nearly 10 to 12, 10 to 12 friends over here. What I do here, I will select them only. I'll make these people get in my team. Why I am selecting these people? They are my friends. This kind of work we consider here as a non-random sampling. Then if you are selecting randomly on the performance of them, it will be random sampling. This is what the picture. Exactly, I am giving you all the two examples at once. Random sampling is this. What you have done means, without any interference or influence of the people, you are selecting them. That we call here random sampling. And if you are doing this kind of work, like if you have been appointed as a team leader, you are going to prefer your friends first. 10 to 12 friends are there. In that, whoever is close with you, you will be taking their name and making the team over here. In this form, you are going to form. Now, make the team. This kind of things we call here as a non-random sampling. The general overall picture of this I'm providing you. What is random sampling? What is non-random sampling over here? Then let's now in the explanation part you will come to know here. In random sampling, every individual has a equal chance to being selected in the above example. See, obviously 300 houses. In that houses, I am going to collect 30 houses as a sample, means 10% of the people I am going to select over here. So every individual is having a chance to be get selected for the what? To collect the information in the random sampling. Now all 300 sampling units, also called as sampling frame. Now this is what you can see here, the framework. In that frame 300, we can call them as a sampling frame also of the population, got an equal chance of being included in the sample. Now everyone is having equal chance to get selected for the sampling, right? Now as I am telling you, 10% of the people I am going to select, means 30 houses I am going to select over here. There it has been mentioned, includes the sample of 30 units, and hence the sample such drawn is random sample. This is called as lottery method. Now this is one kind of lottery as well. See, out of this people, total number of people, like I am telling you, 300 peoples are there over here, or 300 houses are there over here. In that, what I am going to do, it is like same like a lottery system. I may select any one of the people. Now this many peoples are there. I am not going to make this kind of work. This kind of work can be done only in the non-random sampling, by influencing or knowing. Means lazy work, this kind of lazy work I am not going to do. This work, what I am going to select randomly, I am going to get the people up selected over here. This is not random. Now every individual is having one of the chance to get selected in the sample. Every individual is having the one chance to get selected. This is what we call here as a random sampling here. Okay. Then nowadays computer programs are used to select random samples. Now this lottery system, what is there? Computer programs are being used over here to do this. Now here till here, this is what lottery method also we call this as a random sampling. You can check it out later. Then non-random sampling. Now I'm kept the image as same. Now here what the things are been taken over. Let's see. Now non-random sampling. A non-random sampling method, all the units of the population do not have an equal chances of being selected, and convenience or judge of the investigator play an important role in the selection of the sample here over here. Now that's the same thing what I gave this clear picture about the random sampling. Now non-random sampling, what he is does, like this picture is there, in that I can't say that I may select anyone. What I do, where I am having a link or friends or contact, that people only I am going to select, like this. Just like this, what I do, this person is known to me and even this person is known to me. I collect this information. Now this person is known to me. I collect this information. Influence basis. This kind of things we call here as a non-random sampling. We are not going to select this kind of picture. In this, we are not going to do any kind of this one. Randomly, we can't get selected here. Here we are having every person to get selected chance here. But here we are not having any chance over here to get selected in the sample. This is what we call here as a non-random sampling over here. Then here you can see here. See, I will read one more time here. Non-random sampling method, all the units of the population do not have any equal chances of being selected. No one is going to have a chance to get selected over here. Whichever is nearer to you or closer to you, that only you will be selecting over here. In this way, the information is been collected, means it is under the non-random sampling here. Then and convenience, and see, as convenience, the nearer person is there, I will select him. That is what convenience. And judgment of the investigator plays an important role to select the samples here. Now what I decide, that will be the judgment. Whoever is nearer, that only people I will be selecting over here. Then who is person near to me, I will be appointing him, selecting him. Then these, they are mainly selected to the basis of judgment, purpose, convenience, and quote are non-random sampling. Now this is what, how I judge the people on that basis. Or most probably convenience. Most probably convenience means what? Nearer to me, who is there, that I will be appointing over here. So even here, when one of the person is been told to appoint a team for the cricket, now what he is going to do, whoever he is been having the friends will be selecting them, and remaining who is not close to him, he will be leaving them. If he is a good player also, he will be leaving them and taking over whoever is near to him. Means as convenience, means friends listen our talks, so I will be appointing my friends as in my team. So this is what non-random sampling over here. Then next, here we are having types of statistical errors. Now types of statistical errors means most probably what we are having, sampling and non-sampling errors. In this, various errors will be coming over here. In that, we are having sampling errors as well as non-sampling errors over here. Let's see what are that sampling errors. See, sampling errors, it is difficult between a sample value and actual value of the characteristics of the population. See, sampling errors is what, here it is very difficult to find out how it is. It is difference between the sample and the actual value. Why? Because we are having, let's consider we are having 300 houses. Okay, this is what actual value, and selected is only 30. Now the difference between this, we can not get exact accurate answer for your research or the problem what you are facing. You are not going to get the exactly the solution for this work what you have done. That is what the one of the error. Now we can see over here what error you can have. Types of errors are there, types of non-sampling errors we can see over here. But the difference between these two things, that is what actual value and the sample value. This is actual value and this is sample value of the characteristics of the population is sampling error over here. Then let's see the types. First one type is what? Errors in measurement due to the incorrect response. Now most probably you are selecting these people over here. Now in that, if you have not got correct incorrect response, if the person who is been selected, he has not given you the response in a proper way, that time there will be a error of measurement. Measurement means what? Total number of calculation. He has not given correct information, that time the first error comes here. Non sampling, sorry, I have taken here non sampling errors. Yes, it is been exchanged. I need to keep it down. I have kept it up. Sampling errors. This what it is now. Types of non-sampling errors. Without telling the non-sampling concept, I am telling you the uh, non-sampling errors types. Sorry for it. See, non-sampling errors that accurate that stage of the collecting data. That is what non-sampling errors, errors that accurate the stage of collecting data. When you will be collecting the data, that time you are going to get these errors like measuring of errors of measurement, which is that errors of measurement due to the incorrect response. See, one a few of the time what happens, uh, just like this, the influences basis, if you are doing that time, you may not get the exact picture. Now few of the times when you are doing the jobs, if your friends ask what is your salary, how is your performance and all, that time you are not going to give the correct picture of your salary. You are not going to give accurate information to him. You will be giving you the different picture only, means different information only. Like if you are having less salary, you will be saying that there's that much I am having salary, presenting more salary. This kind of things will go over here. So the first error is error of measurement due to the incorrect response. The next one, error of non-response on some units of the sample selected. Now some of the people randomly, if you are selecting, or some of the time, what if you are known person, convenience, nearby person, some of them will not respond to your questions. If you have been selected, I don't like to give you the information, my personal information, that time what you are going to do, that is what error of non-response. Then nextly, sampling bias occurs when sample does not include some members of the targeted population. Now sampling bias, when it will occur, some of the time you will be selecting the samples when it does not include the members. Just like you have selected few of the people and their responses are not there, that time what you do, you will add up your own information. Just like as per their point of view, you are going to record the information there. Then sampling bias occurs when sample does not include some members. Now whatever the sample you have collected, just like 10%, the 30, that time what it happens here, the targeted people, if you are not uh, getting the response, means it is sampling bias we call over here. So next, lastly, we are having last part of this our second chapter. We are having here the census of India. We have come over here, but before that I will repeat one point over here. See, sampling bias occurs when the sampling plan in such that some members of the targeted people could not possibly be included in the sample. Means as this random sampling we get all the information, we can, every person, every house is having the chance to get selected in the samples. But same as compared to the non-random sampling, here there are the frameworks. Now some of the people may like to give the information, the samples what the questions will be asked, and some of them may not. In that, what happens, we get a sampling bias over here. Then let's go here. See, most probably the last part which has been remained for us is Census of India, and as well as National Sample Survey Organization. What exactly they do over here, we will see and end up our today's session here. See, it provides complete and continuous demographic record of the population. That is what the we have discussed this Census of India in the previous slides, and even today also I highlighted you all what is Census of India. In that, complete and continuous demographic records of the population are being collected over here. Then National Sample Survey Organization, it indicates national survey of social economic issues. Whatever we are having the economic issues, that we are going to social economic issues what we are having, that you are going to get there in the National Sample Survey Organization. Then nextly, see, there are some agencies, both national and state level collection. We are having some of the agencies which do the work of collecting the information, possess and tabulate the statistical data. That is what few of the agencies are then been selected to collect the information, statistical data. And some agencies at the national level are Census of India. That is what Census of India, one of the agency. Then National Sample Survey Organization we are having. Then Central Statistical Office we are having. Registrar General of India, where the total population is been published, information will be disclosed from them. These are the central what agencies which provide you the information. Okay. Then Directorate General of Commercial Intelligence and Statistics. Then Labor Bureau. Now in this Labor Bureau, what you will get the information, most probably how many are the laborers are working, unemployed, employed, these things we will be getting over here. And nextly, we can see here, Census of India provides the most complete and continuous demographic records of population. Then census is being regularly conducted every 10 years. Since 1881, the first census where census after independence was conducted in 1951. The first census was conducted in 1951. The census officials collect information on various aspects of population such as size, total number of people, that is what the size, the density, sex ratio, then literacy, the migration, urban rural distribution, etc. Census data is interpreted and analyzed to understand many economic and social issues of India. Now, this census data, in this, when we collect, we come to know exactly the total populations, social, economic issues, what economic conditions they are having, what are the social problems, what they are going facing in our India. From these agencies, we come across with all the economic issues and even the social economic problems over here. We can see here. Then lastly, I will conclude here. I am not going to go to much detail in this. Just these are the Census of India and National Sample Survey are the agencies of from the central, which will be providing you the detailed information over here. Then concluding from this chapter, what we came across. See, economic facts expressed in terms of number, we saw that is what the data, how to collect the data and what is data we came across. Then next one, the purpose of data collection to understand. Obviously, what is the purpose of data collection? We came to know from this chapter. Then explain and analyze a problem and causes behind it. We saw here the problems and we came across certain causes behind it, right? What when we collect the information, the data, we came across certain problems and the causes on it. Then primary data is obtained by conducting the survey. Obviously, we came to know how the primary data has been conducted over here, the survey. Then survey includes several steps how to collect the information by framing the questionnaire and or forming the questionnaire and all, which need a planned carefully. planned and carefully what we have done the questionnaires and asking the questions. Then many of there are the various agencies which collect, process, tabulate and publish statistical data. Now recently what we saw here, census. Then many of the agencies, central agencies, what I shown you all displayed on the screen, there are the agencies which publishes the data. Then nextly, these are used in secondary data. Most probably whatever uh, they publish here, the agencies like census of India, then national sample survey organization, then bureau of labors, every year that information which has been presented by them, we call it as a secondary data over here. And however, the choice of sources of data and mode of data collection depends on the objective of the study. As we came across this whole of the chapter, we saw these all things. Then choices of sources of data, how we collect the sources of data, then modes of collecting data, what are the modes, this one, interview, what personal interview saw, we saw the telephone interview, we saw the mailing questionnaire. What are on the basis of the objectives of your study we can see over here. This is the conclusion part. Then we are ending over here with this chapter. That's it.